Good morning. It's Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And, of course, it replays at 7 a.m. on the Friday morning and on Saturdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. Many of you are listening to it on 12:30 a.m. on your dial, like you have for the past 35 years, and 105.3, a sister company to KSLO. And I might add, the internet, probably now 5-6 years at least. And more and more of you are responding that you are watching it on the internet. And it once we put it onto the program, you can get it 24 hours a day at your convenience.
Anytime you want. It's like it's pre-recorded for you, just waiting for you to watch it whenever it's convenient for you.
And if somebody says, did you know that you were on the Bobby Dupre Show? And if you answer no, what time of the day, what time of the program was it on? Oh, it was about 3/4 of the way on the program. You can go right to it if you don't have the time to watch the whole program.
Yeah, it works good.
Works real nice. And of course, my sidekick here, Andrew
Good
Gitros.
morning. How are you? Santa Claus?
Came on for, that's right, 2 weeks and I can't get rid of him. I love my hat because it's a special day coming up in my life. And it's become a very special day, I might add, in your life.
Yes, sir.
You really do a great job, and I want to publicly thank you. I can't pay you, but I can publicly thank you.
That works.
And that works too. You making those points with the man
I'll
up there.
collect somewhere down the road.
Somewhere down the road. And on the serious side, we are having our Santa breakfast. And I might add that quite a number of you have already responded. A lot of you historically bring your check the morning of the breakfast, and that is next Wednesday.
Correct.
December 7th, starting at 7 to 9.
Correct.
And we serve you continually during that time. And our chefs are all lined up. They're waiting on you to be there. We're preparing for 425 people, so don't let us down, please. And if you're from Morgan City or wherever you're from, A.J. Dolman and his family from Opelousas here, that'd be a good place for A.J. to come, maybe sell a few vehicles.
There you go.
I see his son is doing a good job advertising the Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler dealership that A.J. Dolman. A.J., I think, has the Cadillac and Chevrolet and maybe GMC dealership in Morgan City. Left Opelousas and has done very well. We're quite proud of you, Mr. Dolman.
You talk about all our chefs. Ray Bello with Ray's Catering, Chef Ernest Prejean with Prejean's Restaurant right there in Carencro, Steamboat Warehouse with Chef owner Jason Hugay. We got our two friends with Piggly Wiggly, Kevin Doucette and Joey Quibido that come and help us. Beth Swallow with Swallow's Restaurant. Community Coffee comes in and brings coffee. We get the GFWC Ladies Club that comes in.
Mitch Olivier.
They do all sorts of cooking. Mitch Olivier with the crawfish place right here in the middle of town.
Now, did you say about the ladies?
Yeah, GFWC, the unique club.
Did you say Ray Bello? I don't think
I started with Ray Bello.
Started with Ray, okay.
How about the Kiwanis Club that comes out to help us and works and helps to serve and everything?
And we have a lot of
celebrity waiters that all come
waiters.
and help, and everybody donates their time from the banks in town, the different businesses in town, the ladies' organizations.
Every dollar, I like to stress that, every dollar that you give goes to the clinic. There is nobody cutting 1%, 5, 10%, 30%, like a lot of these big boys.
We ask for a $25 donation per ticket to come in, and $25 goes 100% to the clinic. All your breakfast, all the mailings, all the tickets, the building, the Young family, Mr. Lee Young and his wife, Miss Shirley, they donate the use of the facility there. So there's no expense. But the $25 you give goes direct to help these kids. Send your check to Breakfast with Santa, P.O. Box 70, Opelousas, Louisiana, 70571.
We had one big day this week. We're not going to name names, but between two young businessmen here in Opelousas, $5,000. What a way to start the contributions.
And the clinic cannot continue without your donations. We are about 98% of their budget every year now is the Breakfast with Santa. So anything
United
you guys can
Way
do,
has really cut back on what they can afford to give. I mean, I'm not knocking United Way. They're giving according to what they receive.
Right.
And it's gotten down, and who knows, this might be the only fundraiser before it's all over with.
Right.
And so it's very important. Those of you that from out of town, you say you watch the program, send us $25, $50 if you can. P.O. Box 70 is written right there on the screen, and all you got to do is Breakfast with Santa or Santa, whatever.
Works.
If it goes to P.O. Box 70, Opelousas 70571, we're going to get it and we're going to put it in that account, that special kids account.
If you want to find out more about the clinic itself, go to cpclinic.org. And what they do is therapy for these kids, all with cerebral palsy, from physical therapy to keep all those muscles moving to what they call vocational type therapy, where they teach them to use their hands with forks and handle things. And they also do speech therapy as well, because these kids also struggle with that. So
for the last, it's about 25 years ago I started being Santa. This is our 8th year of the Breakfast with Santa. This year we're going to do it just a little bit different. We always try to get a few of the kids that are receiving therapy to come to the breakfast itself. We've always had it on the Thursday after the breakfast. This year they've asked me to come in on the Tuesday and take individual pictures with every child that received treatment that can make it that day. And they asked if I could do it. I said, you want me to stay day and night? I'm going to do it for those kids, because they don't get out very much. So they'll have a picture with Santa, and it's also going to be something for the family to have. These children generally don't live to be very, very old. Am I correct so far? I don't want to say something
the therapy is all about life, because if they don't move, then illness sets in if you can't move much. So the more that we can get them therapy, the longer that they can live. But a lot of the kids run into more and more complications as they get older, and so it's tough.
It's a tough, and the families. It's tough on the families, because we talk about the people work 24/7 and all of that. Well, they don't really work 24/7. They may be on call, but they get 2 or 3 weeks of vacation. They get health times off. Those parents, those guardians that take care of these children at home, it's a 24/7. These kids can't be left alone at any time.
Right. Takes a lot of
Correct.
help. A lot of help.
A lot of help from the family. I remember who got us into this was
Franny
Thibodeau. And Franny credited her mother-in-law, Mrs. Thibodeau, for taking care of Dustin during the daytime so she could go to work. Work was a relief. It gave her an opportunity to visit, and during her noon hour to take care of family business and pay their bills and buy groceries and everything else.
She had to rush home in the evenings and
take care of the child. So that's the experience that got me involved in being Santa, was little Dustin. And of course he died 5 or 6 years ago now, I guess. So anyhow, I hope I'm not going too long, but this is the highlight of my life. Every year, this is my highlight. And yes, we are asking for money, but it's not for Bobby or for Andrew, believe me. Every dollar that you donate goes to that. I can't stress. And they don't charge anything. We forgot to mention that. They do not charge for the therapy.
If you go there with a child.
Where else can you go and receive this kind of professional service and not pay $1? Bill Gates wouldn't pay $1.
Right.
What's the jewelry man in Lafayette?
Stuller.
Mr. Stuller. I have a picture with him, by the way. Very proud to have a picture of a successful man like that. He had a child. If he had a child that was coming here, no payments.
Right.
I know he donated a lot.
Poor or rich, doesn't matter. They can take care of you. And if you need any more info, you can call me at 351-0732. Remember, it's next Wednesday, December the 7th at the Indian Hills Country Club, 7 till 9.
I don't usually talk about engagements, but this one was the little young girl. I've seen her at Immaculate Conception Church in Washington, Louisiana, ever since I started going there 10, 12 years ago. And here's Maggie Curville getting married. And their engagement was announced and was in the paper, Daily World, Sunday. She's marrying Lance Hebert. And of course, the Mr. and Mrs. Bruce Curville is Maggie Curville's mother and father. And of course, Lance Hebert, his family is Mr. and Mrs. Shane Abear from the Leonville Highway out there, Highway 31, the big farmers, and I see where this is what he'll be doing when he returns from his honeymoon, going back to work on the farm.
Right.
But two sweet people. I happen to know both of them and want to wish them. We don't get to talk about these very often, but what tickled me was after Mass on Sundays, I go by the Citgo station and I get a fried egg sandwich. And they came in and bought a Daily World and they put it on the table next to us,
So
and
you can see the engagement picture.
they wanted to see if the picture was in the paper, and it was. And I don't know, it just touched me because I've seen this little girl at Mass every Sunday for many, many years now.
Well, talking about some Corvilles, Miss Janice Corville sent us a nice note with the Doll and Toy Fund over here. People know about the Doll and Toy Fund. I think it goes back to the Second World War, maybe even the First World War, where people donate toys to help people who can't afford toys. They want new toys given to needy children. Don't wrap them. Just bring a new toy, drop it off at St. Landry Catholic Church's Valentin Hall. That's the church office. Just drop it in from 8 till 11 weekdays, and in the afternoons from 1 till about 3:45. You can drop it off. You can call the church parish or call Miss Janice Corville, 789-0971, or mail her a check to Doll and Toy Fund, 1826 Edward Street here in Opelousas.
New Mass translation was launched across the United States of America this past weekend at all the Catholic churches. And not a lot of change, but this particular bishop, and that's not the bishop that's here now, it was the previous bishop that started this rewriting of the translation.
You mean the Pope?
The Pope, I'm sorry.
All
I'm
the way to
saying
the top.
bishop. I know the real,
To the top.
the real top man.
Right.
And he's got to leave a little record, so that's going to be his record, that he was able to redo it at the cost of millions and millions. They don't look back when they want their name to be changed.
It was something they wanted to do since the 70s and never happened. It was supposedly the first revision was going to be changed relatively quickly, and they spent a lot of years working on it. So it went pretty smooth for you when you went to Mass? Everybody knew what they were doing?
Well, Father Nunez kind of went to
helped
his
y'all
old
cheat.
part. No, he kind of made a little mistake, and of course we all laughed. He's such a good guy. Father Nunez is just, he's family to everybody that
Right.
goes there, and that's how it should be. And
Kiss-
talking about that,
Kiss,
one more
hello.
thing.
We'll see you on the other side of
one more
3.
thing about churches and Catholic churches. Monsignor Keith Derwent presents the Our Lady, Queen of Angels, the Bishop's Service Award.
Right.
This past Wednesday, not today, a week ago, and he presented those to Joyce Bork, a long time worker at the church, has recently retired. Joyce, you did a great job. I know for years you did it on a voluntary basis, and then when one of the secretaries retired, she went on full time and did a wonderful job. Then there's a little special young man that is part of the Catholic Church there, and he is an altar boy, and he's Christopher Stevens. Christopher is a little bit older than most
Of the service.
But he has a disability.
Yeah, that'd be the best way to say it.
Best way to say it. And he can do that for the rest of his life. He's been invited by the church and the parishioners. They love him.
And does a very good job.
And Monsignor, I think you did a great job on the two choices you honored, and I certainly, and I know you feel the same way.
That's excellent.
Keep up the good work.
See, we're at radio break, but I can do this. While talking about Queen of Angels, they're having their food drive this Saturday, December the 3rd from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Just go by this Saturday near the church hall and drop off any non-perishable items, and all of it's going to be donated to the food bank here in Opelousas, which is ICONS, the Interfaith Council on Needs.
Now, that's the same day that Senator Elbert Lee Gilroy and the family
He's having his toy drive at his office
on
that's
East Landry
East
Street.
Landry Street. As you come in just past Tommy's Mobile. Good morning, Tommy and Miss Wilma.
Wilma.
Right on the right, you'll see the Gilroy.
And Charles's detailing is
Right
next door. You'll
Very
see a
good.
lot of cars because Charles has a big business there.
Oh, speaking of Charles, I saw Charles Tyler this morning, and he reminded me that that baby is not a grandbaby. That is his little girl.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the little girl was there again
Again,
today.
I saw
That's
her.
right.